Hey, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Griefdrums, and in today's video, we're going to be breaking down 3 more tips to hopefully help improve your game. So for those that are new around here, if you aren't already aware, I stream over on Twitch at the minute 3 days a week. It's going to be Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. And if you don't already, you can also follow me on Twitter to keep up with everything that's going on. So the first tip we're going to be taking a look at today was actually taken from Twitter. This was posted on Anthrax's page. He shared a tip which you know what? Come to think of it, this must have been in the game since day one, or certainly since impact grenades were introduced. However, it was something that I wasn't aware of. And judging by the number of likes and stuff that this tweet was getting, there's clearly a lot of people out there that also didn't know about it. I'm going to be completely honest with you. There is going to be a time and a place to use this. You're not going to be able to pull it off every round. And as soon as information gets out there of how to do it, or it becomes more widely known and publicized, it's going to become less and less usable. However, it's always good to know this kind of stuff. Even if you don't want to go ahead and use this particular trick, knowing about it means that you can counter it when you see it set up, because you know what's going to happen. So let's jump in and have a look at exactly what this tip is and how we do it. So here we are over on Clubhouse. We are obviously playing as Hibana on this particular round, and I've gone ahead to open the moto hatch located in the bar, only to find that it's just been impact tricked from downstairs. Now, we're aware that obviously impact tricking the kitchen hatch is usable. That gets done on quite a lot of rounds. But if you move to the back of the armory, line yourself up with this cabinet, and then crouch down and start putting some shotgun holes just into the roof, you'll notice that we can create 3 individual holes that takes us all the way up to the bar. We can now see the roof of the bar, and you'll see a pipe just through there, in which there is a tiny little elbow joint. Now, once Hibana's pellets have gone down onto the hatch, you can line up your impact and you just go ahead and launch it up there. Now, because of the way the sound travels, you will probably hear this going off, although if in game there's a lot of shooting and stuff going on, you may need your teammates to tell you that they're getting the moto hatch. But you'll notice that little pipe just up there. If you sort of aim for that, throw it up there, and the impact takes out all of the Hibana pellets. Now, you're not actually hitting the hatch itself, you're hitting just above it, and the explosion is taking it out. But this also works against thermite as well, so you don't have to worry about just taking out Hibana. You can work against any hard breach other than Maverick, obviously, although you're going to do him some damage. The important thing to remember here is if thermite's only got 2 charges and you take out one of them on the hatch, he then uses the second one on the hatch, and he's got nothing for the church wall to enable a better entry into the site and to push people out. Instead, it's going to funnel them through the doorway, which is going to make for easy kills. So sticking with Clubhouse now, we're heading on over to the server wall. This is always a bone of contention for most teams that play cash server, and it's a big problem. Now, you'll notice that Maverick is actually trying to create 2 straight lines across the wall in this Empire Virtus Pro game, and the reason for that is once you've done it, the reinforcement falls away and the wall is left soft, enabling a Sledge, Zofia, a Buck, someone like that to just easily open it up as a soft breach. Now, one thing you will notice from this particular game is that Maverick has just been killed from the lounge before the wall is even open. So what we're doing here is I'm going to go ahead and play as Maverick. I'm going to open up the top section just as you normally would. You get rid of all the metal beams, and then you rappel upside down to try and get the bottom section without exposing yourself to anyone lying down inside of the server room trying to get an easy peek onto you. Now, the problem with this is, as you can see, anyone that's playing below in a lounge can actually get a line of sight onto you pretty easily. By coming downstairs to the lounge and opening up sections of the floor just to create a line of sight onto that main wall from below, by playing as someone as Kaid, you can throw your electric claws onto this floor from below, and defending this lounge is often quite important. But once you've done that, you'll notice that as Maverick is burning the wall open, I'll go ahead and open this up a little bit more so you can see, as he's burning it open, the wall itself creates a line of soft wall. Now, that's because of the angle that we're at. However, that can be shot out and it can be shot through. And just by putting a couple of rounds into this, we'll show exactly that. I'll remove that wooden beam, if you will, and you can see that Maverick is just there. Now, the reason for shooting this out is probably the same reason that Empire had already shot out sections of the wall that we can see here, as it means they're not giving away their position during the round by shooting this out as Maverick is hitting it. Nevertheless, though, this now creates a line of sight onto the Maverick that's rappelling upside down, and it's very easy to take him out from here. Now, I'll be the first to admit that playing down here can be a bit of a death trap. You've potentially got people coming in from the blue stairs just in front of you. You need to retain garage control because people can come in there and peek you from there. It's a proper kill box you're in. But if it's good enough for pro teams to use, it's certainly usable for you guys. And much like the first tip, even if you don't want to particularly use this, Knowing about it is extremely important, because if someone else is doing this and playing down there and you see rounds coming up at a strange angle from below while you're mavericking the wall open, you now know what's going on, you know to be careful, and you know to keep an eye out for it. I personally really love this, and I cannot wait to try and use it. We normally ban Maverick out on this map just to be on the safe side, because I'd much rather try and, bandit trick against the Thatcher than have no counter to a Maverick. Now I'm not so sure though. The ability to do this, I'm starting to think I may take a Kaid and ban the Thatcher instead. The final tip for today is going to take us on over to Bank. This is going to be a Valkyrie camera. Now, this is going to sound really convoluted, but Mav showed it to me, and I believe it was Jay Otter that showed it to Mav. So I just want to make sure that the credit sits where it is due. But as you can see right there, the Valk cam is in a really obvious spot. Gives a really good view of the entire garage. And there's nothing you can do about it because of the bulletproof glass on the front of the van. Just by throwing this Valk cam up onto this wing mirror of the van, you can see all the way through. You can see the majority of the garage. And as I say, it's in an obvious spot, but there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. If you've got someone playing inside of garage behind this van, hiding their legs behind the wheel, they can just keep scanning. And the second that, the ping appears and that person pushes into the garage, that then affords you the opportunity to just jump out and destroy them. Now, there are obviously different kinds of Valk cams that you can use. You can use ones purely for audio. You can use ones that give you a great line of sight but are going to get taken out quickly. Or you can use ones that are really well hidden that may last the entire round but don't give you the best view. This seems to be a bit of a happy medium because you get a good view and it works kind of like a bulletproof cam. Obviously, as long as you are contesting garage, you're going to be able to utilize this camera. However, it's very easy to shoot out once the enemy have got control of garage. It's not going to be difficult to spot and it's going to be really easy to take out, but they have to get control of garage first. I'm afraid that's going to be it for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed this and hopefully you get something from it. As I said near the beginning, even if you're not using these tips, knowing about them can certainly help you in countering them if someone else is using them. If you see there's a hole in the bar wall on Clubhouse and you see there's a hole in the floor just behind that, it's fairly likely they're going to be trying to impact trick. So you can go ahead and stick your head in there and just shoot the person holding their impact grenade. But having this information and knowing what they're doing is certainly half the battle. If you did enjoy this video, please consider hitting that thumbs up. If you don't already, make sure to subscribe. And if you're still here at the end of the video, go ahead and chuck a Grief Nation down in the comments below. You are part of an elite club of people now that stick around to the end. And I just want to say I appreciate you guys so much. I really do. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, until next time, stay reckless and relentless.